Good day, YouTube. This is J Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Starbucks. I've never done a video on Starbucks. I used to have some Starbucks. I have just a couple shares in a retirement. I used to have some in a Webull account and do not have those any longer. But here you can see what they have done over the last month. Up over 57%. In the last 3 months, it's up over 4%. Last month, up over 3%. In the last week, it's actually down 2.63%, and it's up again here today, just at 0.66. Starbucks ticker SBUX. If you don't know what they are, I'm sure a good percentage of you listening have probably drove through one of their drive-through a time or two. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I'm kind of stay away, but I have had the stock in the past, and I've thought about picking up some more here recently, but currently haven't. So I've been putting my money into some other things. But if you don't know what they are, you can read over this. They have all kinds of products. Been around since 1985, a 6.65 million average volume with $140 billion market cap. So it's a huge company, and lots of people consume their products on a daily basis. They have great ratings at 64% ratings for a buy. And here's a look at their earnings. Last was estimated at 77 cents and actual of 1.1 per share. Over here to Nasdaq, Starbucks earnings call, 3 big takeaways, and this is dated on the 5th, just here today. So the business is much stronger today than it was before the pandemic struck in early 2020. Sales are setting new records, and profit margins are expanding. The coffee giant announced in its fiscal third quarter earnings report before raising its short-term outlook. There could be more good news in store for the shareholders, and now that the chain has established its leadership position during economic reopening booms. CEO and his team discussed a bright growth outlook July 27th. And so I know they cut back at one point, cut back some stores, but I think they've still been growing. I haven't really paid attention much to this particular one other than the stock price, but if you have any other information out there in regards to growth, you can list that in the comments as well, and it talks about it right here. So growth is incredible. Third quarter results were impressive beyond just the head-turning 78% sales spike it reported. Investors were expecting a big rebound compared to a year earlier when most of the global store base was temporarily closed to cafe traffic. So once we get through all that, the sales should definitely go up, but I'm sure they were still going through the drive-through, so they're still profitable. But the sales bounce was better than executives had predicted, and it powered an emphatic return to record revenue records. Comparable store sales are up at 10% compared to 2019. China and consumer retailing. If you've been following just the core U.S. market, then you're missing two major parts of Starbucks' growth story. China's contributing huge sales gains and has a long runway ahead. Sales are up 23% in the past 2 years, and the company will add 600 new stores this year in China to the near 6,000 mark. It had over twice that total in the U.S. today. So growing in China, which is a good thing for the company. So the retail partnerships, which sell Starbucks, home brewing, and ready-to-drink products at the supermarket chains and big box stores, and other retailers are winning too. Despite intense competition, it was leading at home coffee brand, and it gained a market brand in the third quarter. The best is yet to come. Johnson made a bold claim betting that this company will see more in the years to come after the market thumping performance This quarter represents the beginning of a multi-year tailwind for Starbucks, he said. The chain hangs that bright outlook. Three factors: nearly double-digit annual growth expected for the coffee industry, a tilt in demand toward the premium niche that Starbucks dominates. So if you have a Starbucks, go ahead and list that in the comments. And if you want to list your favorite drink or whatever you want to list in the comments, I'm game. So September 24th, options now available for Starbucks. This is also dated here today. So trading today in the September 24 expiration, stock options channel. Our yield boost formula has looked up and down the Starbucks options chain for the new September 24th contracts and identified one put and one call contract of particular interest. The put contract of 116 strike price has a current bid of $2.34. If an investor was to sell to open the put contract, they're committing the purchase of the stock at $116. So if you're looking to do an option on this one, you could list that in the comments as well. The $116 strike price represents an approximate 2% discount to the current trading price of the stock. In other words, it's out of the money by that percentage. There's also the possibility that the put contract will expire worthless. The current analytical data includes Greeks and implied Greeks. Like I've said on my channel, I don't do a whole lot of options, but if you do, more power to you. And if you want to list that in the comments as well, that would be interesting to know and be much appreciated. So Starbucks builds on its pumpkin spice portfolio with new grocery items, and this is just 4 hours ago. So releasing 2 new pumpkin spice items along with the already established seasonal favorites. And it seems too early for pumpkin spice to be out. It seems more like a September or latter September, but everything gets earlier. So the 2 new items customers can expect to see in grocery stores soon include the Starbucks pumpkin spice flavored non-dairy creamer and Starbucks pumpkin spice cold brew concentrate. Both items are made with pumpkin, cinnamon, and nutmeg flavor fans are used to. The 28-ounce pumpkin spice flavored non-dairy creamer reportedly takes inspiration from the chain's iconic pumpkin spice latte and is made from almond and oat milk, which expands Starbucks' plant-based portfolio a step further. March 21, the company made oat milk a dairy alternative for customers who visit its retail locations nationwide. Starbucks launches donation program as food insecurity hits record. And I'm just going to scroll through the rest of the information there. Over here to Reddit. Some big moves. Earnings next week. Massive earnings beat not priced in 12 days ago. Over here to tip ranks. Currently at $119.03, low of $75.21, high of $126.32 at 4.28 million shares. Massive earnings beat not priced in. Not much other information in here than what we already went over. Over here to tip ranks, currently at 119.03, showing a strong buy out of 16. 12 are showing a buy, with a 12% upside to $133.33, a high of $145, low of $108. And if you have Starbucks, go ahead and list that in the comments and your cost basis. That would be interesting to know. And if you don't have $119, you can throw $10-20 at this, get a partial share. I believe you can also do that on Webull now and Fidelity. So if there's any other partial share platforms out there, you can list that in the comments as well. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.